Megumi Fushiguro, user of the Ten Shadows technique and as Toji's son, part of the Zenin family, one of the 3 special families in Jujutsu Kaisen. What would happen if he was born with some of the powers of his foster father, the strongest of the modern era, Satoru Gojo? I'm talking about the power of the 6 eyes. That's what I'm going to find out in this video. I will try to become the new strongest by mastering the 10 Shadows technique, find and eat all of Sukuna's 20 fingers, defeat the strongest modern sorcerer, Satoru Gojo, and the king of the curses himself, Ryumen Sukuna, within 100 days. And now, enjoy the video. I started my journey in a taiga forest. The first thing to do was choosing my character, to finally begin my journey as Megumi Fushiguro. But then something strange happened. I got the 6 eyes. But I thought it was exclusive to the Gojo clan, and as a Zenin member, it was a little bit strange, but I took everything I could, and I got a 50% discount on all of my curse techniques. So, I equipped my new clothes and my sword to begin my adventure. I also got this insect thingy, which gives you unlimited saturation, but I ignored it for the moment. I summoned my divine dog White for the first time, to tame my first new Shikigami, but he had his own mind and attacked the villager instead. I took advantage of the situation and collected the dropped armor pieces and weapons. I wish they could take out my divine dog, so my other divine dog could inherit his powers and turn into divine dog totality, but they disappointed me. These weaklings. I checked again why I had the 6 eyes, and the achievement said I was born with it. That's nice. I lost no more time and began my conquest for Shikigami. The first one was a toad. It defeated my divine dog and I finished the job alone. The next Shikigami was Verwendet Escape. I had my concerns about Nia, but with the assistance of Divine Dog Totality, it was no big deal. After these little fights, I looted a nearby structure to complete my iron armor set and called it a day. On the next morning I was motivated to tame even more Shikigami. The next one on the list was Round Deer. It emits positive energy to heal the master and itself. After I dealt with Round Deer, I summoned Great Serpent. I might have messed up by not letting Divine Dog making the first hit, so it concentrated on me. After I collected my leftovers from the ground, I tried again, and was a little bit more successful. I decided to travel for a bit and become stronger, before I tried to subjugate any of the strongest Shikigami. For Max Elephant, I chose Nuel for assistance. The big form was even more powerful, and thanks to my 6 eyes, I got 50% discount. Afterwards, I was confident enough to take on Tiger Funeral and Piercing Ox. but piercing ox nearly took me out a few times. But in the end, I was victorious, and that meant I collected all the Shikigami except Maharaga. I crafted myself a golden backpack, because I didn't want a Sukuna to slice my home into thin pieces. Now I was ready to search for Sukuna's fingers, but first I used the nights to train a bit, until I ran into Toji. He seemed not very happy to see his son, and earned his next award for the worst father of the year. On the next morning I recovered my loot and entered an abandoned graveyard. As I entered, I stepped on a bee. I mean, a wither flower? Anyway, I unlocked reverse curse technique in the process. That was game changing. In a big structure I found Mei's axe, a nice little collectible. I tried to take on my first grade 1 curse. I was glad I had my Shikigamis assisting, otherwise it wouldn't have turned out so positive for me. I defeated some curses and climbed the mountain with a big tree on top. The tree contained a little hobbit hole beneath with some skulk in it. I broke some of it and it revealed a barrel with a sphere in it. I used it and learned a simple domain. Nearby was another huge graveyard. Many of the structures that come with this mod contain more stuff underground, so I dug my way straight down. And it turned out there was indeed more underground. My tiger funeral took quick care of the spawn curses, while I looted the main chest for another curse tool, the bone sword. When I returned to the overworld, a Grade 1 curse spawned and teamed up with the Rainbow Dragon. Max Elephant and Tiger Funeral had a few problems with enemies this strong, so I called them back and chose Nue to deal with it. I assisted it with my piercing blood attack, my Max Elephant. The combined attacks made tons of damage, so the Grade 1 was finally defeated. There was also a structure near to the graveyard, which normally spawned the insect curse. I waited 2 whole days for something to spawn, but it didn't, so I continued my journey. Later, I found a scene that was a little bit off. 2 Tojis battling in front of Gojo. I hoped I could take advantage, and I could, with 2 playful crowds waiting for me. I even reached the rank of Grade 1 Sorcerer. With my new gained strength, I was bold enough to challenge Kenjaku, but he threw so much stuff in my face, I didn't know anymore where was up and down. The Mammoth Curse cornered me so much until everything fell apart. So yet again, I had to recover my stuff and continued my journey. Until I ran into 2 Komodo dragons, which were at least as toxic as Twitter. Later I was just minding my own business, and suddenly the sky fell on my head. It turned out the smallpox deity curse was after me. I fled to avoid his domain expansion, but it was too late. I activated my simple domain and summoned Mauraga as a last resort. That gave me the next problem. Now Mauraga tried to chase me down. That made me realize I had no chance yet against the final Shikigami. Fortunately, the whole thing had one benefit. I learned reverse curse technique level 2, but he easily shredded me anyway. When I was about to collect my stuff, Hanami stood in my way. The fight took quite a while, and the arena changed over time into the ocean. But Hanami the coward decided that we've played enough, but I won't let her. A final piercing blood attack and a blow by Nia took her to the knees. I took my stuff and sailed off, trying to refocus on the main goal, finding Sukuna's fingers. On my way, I found and defeated a stage 4 ice dragon. And put my hands on a dragon egg. Greeted Ho-Oh and found myself in Jurassic World. Must have found the prehistoric biome by Alex Caves, with these cool looking dinosaurs, which weren't as friendly as I hoped. After a ton of time, I finally found another of these structures with insect curses. And this time, it finally spawned. I'd sent my piercing ox and tiger funeral to deal with the special grade. After a fierce fight, I could put my hands on the first of Sukuna's fingers. I tried to grind a bit to collect all 20 fingers. In the process, I accidentally summoned Mahoraga. After the special grade was defeated, I fled for a bit to avoid Mahoraga, but quickly returned to fight more of the insects. I decided to use my domain expansion for the first time. Unfortunately, I had to pause my grind for the fingers, because no more curses were spawning. That meant I had to continue searching for another of these places. Kenjaku tried yet again to disturb my plans, so I activated my domain expansion, but to my surprise, he too activated his domain. And then I found myself in a very familiar situation. That meant I had to return all the way to my body and collect my stuff again. But I thought, enough is enough, so I took Sukuna's fingers and held them one after the other. To top it all off, I decided to subjugate Mahoraga. It was nearly too easy with Malevolent Kitchen, Shrine. From this point on, I could decide whether I want Mahoraga to fight for me in the field or whether I use this wheel to adapt to everything. I decided to blow off some steam until I encountered Nanami and Yuki. It was not so smart to activate my domain expansion against Yuki. She just activated hers and my cursed energy ran out. After I scraped off my leftovers from the floor, I decided to search for the insect curses in the nether. Where Kechizu evaded me. My plan was to create a big open space where all kinds of enemies could spawn. I didn't found any insect curses, but Gojo fighting against Jogo. I decided to interfere. At first, I had a good feeling about it, but that turned quickly. My domain expansion has been overwritten once again. After what felt like an eternity, I finally found another structure that spawned insect curses, so I grinded for the missing fingers. After I finished the job, I wanted to make my own culling games and build an arena. Perfect job for my malevolent shrine. And it worked. Several participants spawned and fought against me. Even my merged beast Akito was happy, while manhandling Nene. Jogo sent a huge meteor, and I had the pleasure to take revenge on Yuki. After slicing Geto and Toji into thin pieces with my malevolent shrine, the Heian arrow Sukuna appeared on the battlefield. He made so much damage, so I made some space between us to refocus. I summoned Agi to distract him for a little while. We both fought under the influence of our domain expansions. Without Mahoraga's adaptation wheel, I would have been minced meat already. Carefully, Sukuna worked me into the surroundings. The fight lasted quite a while, but I dominated in the end, and could take one of his special great curse tools. After this big battle, I continued searching for my revenge on Satoru Gojo, and eventually incubate my ice dragon egg. The silence was interrupted by Nue, so I took it out of the sky with my spicy arrow. As I then saw Gojo, I rushed to my egg. There was no way I could make it survive with these enemies around. My decision was right, because Gojo threw a red at me, which could have destroyed the egg. Megumi decided to play with us. The fight with Gojo lasted until the next morning, and as his last resort, he launched a hollow purple against me and Tiger Funeral, nearly taking me down in the process, but I healed fast thanks to RCT. There was one opponent left. I ended Meguna's Mahuraga and summoned Agito, my Mahuraga, and unleashed my Chimera Shadow God. All that was too much for him to handle. And this brings me to the end of my journey. I reached my goals of becoming the strongest by defeating Finger von Sukuna, as well as Satoru Gojo, and subjugate all the Shikigami the 10 Shadows technique provided. If you liked the video, I would be happy if you comment, like and subscribe. Watch also my other videos. See you!